Hey guys, and welcome back to the Q&A. This is going to be part 2. We're going to be picking up where we left off with part 1 the other day. Just continuing, reading through the comments, answering questions, and giving shoutouts and stuff like that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. I decided I have to figure out a better way to get through these comments because doing it while I'm playing is just not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to read as many and get through as many comments as I need to, considering now there's 35, and we only got through 7 the other day in part 1. Alright, so what you're actually watching right now is a pre-recorded video of me playing Emergency 4 Mayberry Mod, and I'm going to be talking over the top of this and just going straight through the comments and just plowing through, hoping to get through all of these comments today in part 2. I'm going chronologically. I'm starting with the oldest and going to the newest, just to be fair, just so there's some order. But like I said, we will pick up where we left off. The last person I gave a shout out to yesterday was Epinestic. So next up is Jonathan Jiang, and he asked, will you be playing other games in the future? And the same question also came from Frosty. He said, will you ever play other games? So I thought I'd hit both of these at the same time and knock them out. Actually, I just bought another game yesterday. I actually bought Enforcer Police Crime Action. It was a requested game a while back, and I just never got around to actually buying it and playing it. But I tried it out, and I was actually going to do the Q&A over the top of that. But it's not a very good game. In logic, it is a very awesome idea, but it's just a not very well put together game. And for obvious reason, like there was only one person, I believe, that was working on this game. Like it was a one-person team developing this game, and it's good for that, but it's just not a very easy game to get into, and that's the reason I'm just not going to be doing that. But yeah, I do plan on adding other games. The next question comes from Multibloxy, and he asked, will you try out the game Police 1013 when it comes out? It's said to release in 2016. Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. I've been following the progress of the game, following it for a while, probably about a year or more. It looks great. It looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be everything and more that we could possibly ask out of a game like that. It looks amazing on paper, and I cannot wait to get like an actual in-game preview of everything actually working like it should. So Dark Ladder Games asked a Q&A question. He said, by the way, it's me, Hockey. I remember you, Hockey. You've been with me for a while, and I appreciate you sticking with the channel. He asked, how do you think you will continue YouTube due to work or school? And I gotta say, that's actually a really tough question. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, so far I've been doing okay, I guess, at it. I feel like YouTube has kind of gotten the short end of a stick, and I've been shorting you guys a lot on time and videos and stuff lately. But that is kind of a side consequence of that, of school and work. Being a full-time student and full-time employee is pretty rough. I don't have a lot of time, especially with school draining me from exams. It really is tough, but I do plan on continuing. I do plan on finding a way, even if it means just doing one video a week like I've been trying to do here lately. That might be what it is for a few weeks, and then I'll get back to my regular schedule hopefully soon. But that's just kind of the plan. I'm just going to see however I can make it work. I will make it work. I have no plans on dropping YouTube or anything like that. Vandy Gaming asked, can I get a shout out? Absolutely, man. And you also asked a question. You said, will you be moving to GTA 5 when it is stable with different cars and mods? Yeah, man, I know you wrote that about a month ago, but check out my latest videos. I definitely have been doing that. I've been in GTA 5 for a while with LSPDFR, just messing around with it, as well as before LSPDFR with like Police Mod. But yeah, and I have been using different cars and mods and stuff like that here recently, now that we're getting more cars and advanced mods out. So yeah, definitely check out my videos, man. I think you'll enjoy them. Unknown Age left me a comment with a lot of stuff here, so I'm gonna read through this. He said, hey, may you shout this out? Here's another young fellow that wants a shout out, and his name is Yusuf Ben, the best friend of Mahid and Abu Dhabi. Man, I don't know that I read that right, but oh well. There you go, man. Your first question was, can you watch Rookie Blue? It's a cop TV show. It's intense and dramatic. I actually have seen that. It's pretty good from what I've seen. I've just watched a couple episodes. I just happened to catch it. Next question was, what do you work as? I am a supervisor and a customer service specialist with the company that I work at. Basically, I run the front end of my store, deal with customers, stuff like that. I'm not like a on-the-phone customer service person. I'm actually in person. Dealing with people and supervising the store. And third question was Apple or Samsung. I'm actually not a huge fan of either. I'm an HTC guy. I've stuck with HTC for a while, but unfortunately they kind of let me down with the M9. That's what I have right now, is the HTC One M9. But Apple is not my cup of tea, just because I'm more Android than anything. I guess I would say Samsung, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm not really one or the other. And the next question comes from Carson Young, and he asked 3 questions. He said, number 1, can you play more GTA 5 LSPDFR? I have been. since you wrote this comment, I probably put more of GTA 5 up than anything else. So I'm sure you've probably seen those, but if not, check them out. Question number 2 was, can you play The Escapist? I'm actually not sure what that is. I'll have to do some research on that. I'm guessing it's like an escape game or something like that. Sounds pretty cool. Question number 3 was, can you do a funny gameplay? Yeah, I mean, I definitely go for realism more than anything else. Entertainment, of course, but sometimes the funny stuff just kind of happens, and I like to keep it that way, especially with GTA and stuff like that, 4 and GTA 5. You never really know what's going to happen, and it usually is kind of entertaining, if not funny. Toxic Sniper wrote, well, you know that I've been with the channel for a while. You definitely have. You definitely have. You stuck with me for a long time, so thanks, brother. And you asked, how long do you expect to be with YouTube? And I would like a shout out, please. A shout out to you, Toxic Sniper. To answer your question, I'm not exactly sure. Just as long as I can, really. I'm not sure how it's going to play out once I get done with college. I'll be done here, hopefully, in about a year and a half. And I'm not exactly sure once I get into the real world with full-time, like, non-stop job, then, you know, it might be a little difficult, and I'm not sure what would happen then, but I'll definitely keep you guys up to date. I have no plans on quitting or anything like that here soon. I'm definitely gonna be doing it through college, which is, like I said, another year and a half at least, and then we'll see how it goes from there. I mean, I would love to be able to do this part-time and work full-time and just enjoy what I do, which I definitely do with YouTube. Next question comes from Joseph B, and he asks, what are you in school for? I'm actually business management major at the moment. I was criminal justice for a minute, but I changed back just because you don't really need a criminal justice degree to do law enforcement here in the US, obviously. You can pretty much just go to it without even a college degree at all, just by going through the academy and stuff like that. But business management, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And if I change my mind about law enforcement, then hey, I have a really good backup. So I'm kind of half and half on either law enforcement or business, but my degree is business management. Andre Graha asked a few questions here. He said, question number 1, who is in your family? What do you use to record videos? What are your hobbies? And what is the funniest thing to happen to you this year / in your life? Question number 1, who is in your family? I have one older brother. He's about to be 27. He's a decent amount older than me, 7 years, give or take. And then, of course, I have mom and dad. And that's about it. I just have one sibling and my parents. So that's us. 2, what do I use to record my videos? I've been using AMD GVR, which is kind of like AMD's version of NVIDIA's Shadow Play, but I recently upgraded to an actual capture card, which is the Elgato HD60, and that's what I've been using recently, and I'm definitely getting a lot better quality and performance and stuff like that using that card, so I'll definitely be sticking with that. 3, what are my hobbies? Really not a ton at the moment. Obviously video games, YouTube is a hobby, I would say. I enjoy anything tech related, working on computers, technology, tablets, you know, smartphones, really just about anything that has a touchscreen or a keyboard, I love. So that's pretty much it. And your last question was, what is the funniest thing that happened to you this year / in your life? I read this when you posted it about a month ago, and I've been trying to think, and I'm still not entirely sure what the funniest thing would be. Not a lot of stuff has really happened this year. It's been kind of a boring year aside from YouTube and school, but I guess the funniest thing I can think of comes up with work. A lot of stupid people come into the store and do stupid stuff. So I guess the funniest thing would actually be when a shoplifter tried to get away at work. Like I've said a few times, I work at a grocery store, and I was straightening up our lobby, which is where the front entrance to the store is. And we have automatic doors that open up like any grocery store. It has like a motion sensor and they slide open. Well, anyways, he stole about like $30 or $40 worth of steaks from our meat department, and he was running out with them. Well, he has to get through a set of doors to get into the lobby, and then another set of doors to get out. And the doors didn't open fast enough because he was running so fast. They actually crashed through them. I wasn't exactly sure what was going on because I just looked up and there's a guy that's like falling through the door. The doors opened up. They didn't like bust or anything, but they opened outward, which is not normal since they're supposed to just slide out. So I knew that he had fallen through it or something. And then he gets up and he runs and he crashes through the outside doors. And I'm chasing him at this point because somebody screamed that I need to stop him, that he was stealing. So I'm chasing him, and he like drops all the meat on accident when he crashes through the second door, and he just gets up and runs. And then there's like a minivan sitting at the back of the parking lot with its back door open, like slid open. It's like a Dodge Caravan, and he just like dives in the back and peel out of the parking lot. It is like the most I don't know, the weirdest thing that I've ever seen, but the escape was just so perfectly choreographed. It was actually kind of amazing. I'm just sitting there like, okay, this is interesting. So yeah, I mean, that's probably not the funniest thing that's ever happened to me, but that's the only thing I can really think of. I figured you guys might enjoy that story. So next up was William Lydon, and he asked 3 questions. He said, why do you enjoy law enforcement? You got to be a buff with all that knowledge. I'm a war junkie myself. And to answer that question, I don't really know. I've just always been fascinated with law enforcement, first responders in general, firing, EMS of course as well. I've made some friends in law enforcement. Just some cops that I've sat there and talked to at the store. A couple of them come in all the time, and I've gotten to know them by name and done a ride along with one of them. I mean, they're really cool guys, and I don't know. I've just always enjoyed it for some reason. Not exactly sure why. Next question was, what is your goal in life? Be successful, have a happy relationship, and be married with kids. You know, everything to go smoothly with that. And I don't know, to be happy with my job, I guess. Those are really vague answers, but I guess that's really about it though. And who was the first man to break the sound barrier? Who was the first man to break the sound barrier?
Chuck Yeager. According to Space.com, Chuck Yeager was a...
Chuck Yeager, William. Suck it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's the answer to your questions. Thank you. Thank you, William. And the next question is from the Super Seal, and he said, I've been watching your videos for a while, really liking them. Wonder if I could maybe get a shout out and not keep up the good work. Thanks, Super Seal. I love the profile picture. You're awesome, dude. Thanks for watching my videos. Glad to hear you're enjoying them. Matthew Austin Darp said, grind it, buddy. Not many people have your school/work ethic. I wish I could agree with you. I have pretty much a terrible school ethic. I don't study like I should, and I don't spend the time with it like I should. I'm basically just trying to get through it, to be honest. It really is kind of tough, though. But I do appreciate it. It really is encouraging to hear that somebody's impressed by it. I mean, I do try. I give 100% at it, but it is pretty tough. So I appreciate it, Matthew. Brian Schultz said a shout-out would be good. Questions now. If you had $1 million, what would you spend it on, and what sports do you like? So shout out to you, Brian. You've been with the channel for a very long time as well, so thank you so much for that. To answer your question, if I had $1 million, what would I spend it on? Probably an awesome computer, very big house to myself. $1 million, I could probably get something better, and I know that I could, but I would love a Dodge Challenger and a Dodge Charger Hellcat. I've really gotten into Dodge, and those are amazing cars. I wish I could afford it, but both of them are about $60,000, $70,000, so I could definitely get more for the money that I would have to spend on cars, but those would probably be my pick just because they're awesome, just because they're amazing. And question number 2, what sports do you like? I love baseball, football, anything collegiate I will enjoy watching. I'm not a huge pro sports fan. There's a ton of rules that they're kind of barring things with, and I do enjoy NASCAR. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch any sport pretty much, but those are my favorites. Alright, we're getting close to the top of the list. Jackie Ermel said, do you ever think of quitting YouTube? No, not really, no. You know, my schedule, it is tough, like I mentioned earlier, but then at the same time, like, no, it's not really worth quitting over. Anthony Carter wrote, congratulations on your 5,000 subs. I told you you were going far in this, and it is going fast. Please give a shout out to Tony, and keep them videos coming. Thank you, Anthony Carter. Shout out to you, Tony. I appreciate your kind words, man. That really does mean a lot to me. Stuff like that is why I do this. I mean, I love hearing stuff like that, and it really does help me keep going. The next one is from LCPDFR Gary, and he deserves a shout out. This guy is awesome. I checked out his channel. He has a ton of good stuff. His stuff is very high quality, and here's what he wrote. Hey Average, here's a rundown of my channel. So I post every week, and I really try to put all effort into my videos, and they are really time consuming, and yes, I understand, they really are. He said, so I'm not able to do more than one video a week if I'm lucky to because of school. I mostly do Airsoft, LCPDFR, and LSPDFR, also Arma 3. I enjoy role-playing, and in my videos you can see that. I feel like I deserve a shout out because I've been working very hard, and a lot of my time goes to this YouTube channel, although it does not look like it. As if you don't think so, click on one of my videos and you'll see I try to be as interactive as possible, but I don't get that many comments. With your audience, I feel like my channel will grow and possibly be more interactive. Thanks. Thank you, LCPDFR Gary. I understand things start off slow, but man, you're already at over 4,000 subscribers. You're doing great. There's nothing I can really think of that you need to change. Your video quality is great, your graphics look awesome, and I mean, you really are doing just a fantastic job, man. Keep it up. That's all I can really say, and you know, it'll come. You'll get more interaction through the comments, and you'll get more likes. You know, it happens. It just takes time, unfortunately. But you know, you're right behind me, so man, I really can't give you much advice because you're doing great already. So thanks, LCPDFR Gary, and keep it up, man. Benjamin Beebe says, my question is, can you make a video on how to download LSPDFR? I would, but it is very, very simple, man. All you got to do is just go to lspdfr.com, look for the download link, click it, and it's actually an automatic install. It's pretty straightforward after that because it does it on its own. And I would make a video, but there's already a bunch out there, and I'm not going to try to outdo them because there's people who do better at tutorials than I do, and they've explained it really well and in depth. So just check out them if you have any problems. But like I said, the automatic install, it shouldn't really give you any problems as long as you have a standard installation of the game. And next up is Nathaniel Sutton, Nader Skater, and he said, I would love a shout out. Also, a question for you is, are you going to school for criminal justice? And what school and job do you have? So shout out to you, Nathaniel. For your questions, I've already answered a couple of these actually in the previous comments, but for criminal justice, no, I'm actually doing business management, even though I was going to do criminal justice at the beginning of this year. I just switched back. What school do I go to? I'm not going to be too specific, even though I'm not that private of a person. It is a college/university in South Carolina. I will just say that. And like I said, for what job do I have? I do work as a supervisor and a bookkeeper for a grocery store in my area. By Risque said, Q&A, who got you to start YouTube? Mentioned this in Q&A part 1. Somebody asked pretty much the same question as well. Just some guys like Spiracy Amazing HD, Jeff Fabiano, Bay Area Bugs. I really enjoyed watching those guys, and they really kind of got me into it. And we just have a couple comments left here. Gilberto Jr. Santos said, what college do you go to? And he also said, hi, I'm Gilbert Santos, shout out. So shout out, Gilbert, and what college do I go to? So as you just heard, Nathaniel asked the same question, and I go to a college or university in South Carolina. And last but not least is King Vic 7 Gaming. He said, hey, my question is, how do you manage to get such good videos up? Also, could I please have a shout out? Absolutely, King Vic 7 Gaming. To answer the question, how do I manage to get such good videos up? I really do focus on quality more than quantity. If I'm not satisfied with it, I'm not putting it up. I will go back to the drawing board, I will re-edit it, I will re-render it, and then I will check it out again. And by the way, rendering and editing, you know, it takes a while to edit. You can edit as much as you want, spend as much time on it, but rendering for like a 15-minute video can take probably about 2 or 3 hours to render. And render is actually putting it all together into like an MP4 file, which is a video file. It really is very time consuming, and if I render it and I decide I'm not happy with it, I will delete that rendering and I will go back to editing and just completely re-edit that video and re-render it again. I mean, it really is time consuming, but like I said, quality is so much more important than quantity. If I get up one video a week, I'm fine with that as long as it's a good video. I think you guys will be happy with that. I'd rather not put up like 3 terrible videos that nobody's actually going to watch more than 30 seconds of, if even that much. That's just not really worth it to me. So yeah, I mean, I really do appreciate the compliment on that, and I'm definitely not going to let you guys down on quality. That is something I focus on. So thank you everybody for leaving me a comment. I hate that it took me this long to get through everything, but with school and work and everything, it really has been a struggle here in the last few weeks, and I really do appreciate you guys being patient with me and sticking around and not giving up on me. So if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button, talk to me in the comments, and I hope everybody got their question or shout out in. I don't really do this all the time, but I do enjoy doing it from time to time. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.